Brian Thomas is station chief at the northernmost scientific outpost in the United States, the Barrow Observatory. Since 2015, he and a colleague have trudged through ice and snow, taking measurements of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere to track minute changes in Earth's climate. The town's isolation with wind that has bypassed large cities allows them to collect quality air samples.
Here we're monitoring for ozone-depleting gases. These are compounds that were prohibited by the Montreal Protocol, which was signed in the early 90s, and all the parties to the Montreal Protocol have agreed not to use these substances anymore.
Recently, Brian also started monitoring the amount of methane in soil. It has been released from the ground as rising temperatures melt Alaska's permafrost.
Methane is a greenhouse gas, so there's concern that that might contribute to the warming of the Earth.
Thomas's work is unaffected by climate change policies in the White House, although the results might be interpreted differently than in the past.
My job here is to take the measurements like we've been doing for 40 years. The measurements show that the carbon dioxide, for example, is increasing in the atmosphere. We know the physics of that. We know what that means for the atmosphere and what we do about it and who does what about it and when is a policy decision and a politics decision that I don't have a direct influence on.
Thomas came here in 2007 from his hometown of Sacramento, California. But this is home to his 4-year-old son Ellis, who was born here and goes to immersive kindergarten where he learns the local native language, Inupiaq.
It excites me that he is interested in doing that, and my older daughters as well are interested in the culture.
The cold climate may not be conducive to meeting people, but Thomas says it hasn't stopped his family from making friends. It's the friendly polar bears he worries about.
So one day when we were coming out, we always look out before we come, and there was a white mound underneath the platform of the satellite antenna. The wildlife agent came, and he pulled up on his ATV, on his four-wheeler, and he said, "I watched the bear come over here." And the bear was coming from the lagoon. It was coming from the ocean, and it had probably been on land for a few hours, and it wanted a place to rest.
Just another part of life for those who live and work in the northernmost community in the United States, at the very edge of the Arctic Ocean. Natasha Mozgovaya, VOA News, Utqiagvik, Barrow, Alaska.